Dear students, welcome. Now today in this session we are going to discuss about the factors on which the resistance of a conductor depends. We have already discussed two major factors. First is the length of the conductor and second is the area of cross section. And you remember that from these two factors we have derived the formula of specific resistance or resistivity, right? So we know that the resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to the length of the conductor when temperature, pressure and area of cross section and the material of the conductor remain unchanged. And the second factor is the area of cross section, and the resistance is inversely proportional to the area of cross section of a conductor if the physical conditions like temperature, pressure and the length of the conductor and the material remain unchanged. Now we are going to discuss about the third factor. What is the third factor on which the variance of resistance depends is temperature. Now on different types of materials the effect of temperature is different. So this is what we are going to discuss. So the third point is dependence of resistance on temperature. When the temperature varies, the resistance also varies, but the effect of change of temperature, the effect of variance of temperature on the resistance of different types of material is different. So we are going to discuss in different type of material, right? So when that is the effect of change in temperature is different on different types of material, right? On some they are very temperature sensitive. That means if there is a little bit increase in temperature also there will be a variation, a proportional variation in the resistance also. If the temperature increases, the resistance also increases. If the temperature decreases, the resistance also decreases. But the effect varies with material. So we are going to discuss material wise. So first we are going to discuss what is the effect of variance or change of temperature on metallic conductors. Now with increase in temperature, the resistance also increases in metallic conductors, good metallic conductors like silver, copper, aluminium, gold, etc., right? And with the decrease in temperature, the resistance of the conductors like these also decreases. So we can say that when temperature increases, the resistance also increases. When the temperature decreases, the resistance also decreases, and the effect is a considerable amount of effect on good metallic conductors like silver, copper, aluminium, right? So we can say that metallic conductors are affected by change in temperature, their resistance also increases. Now why resistance increases? Because when the temperature increases, the kinetic energy of the constituent particles of the conductor also increases, right? And they begin to vibrate with more amount of kinetic energy. So what happens when the free electrons are moving? There are more number of collisions. When there is more number of collisions, when there are more number of collisions, the resistance also increases, right? Now the second is when there is decrease in the temperature. Why not decreasing the temperature? When there is increase in temperature, the kinetic energy of the constituent particles increases, the number of collisions with the free electrons increases and the resistance increases. When there is decrease in temperature, the kinetic energy of the constituent particles decreases, therefore less number of collisions with free electrons, and therefore the amount of resistance also goes down, right? But there are some materials which are very, very special. With decrease in temperature, at very, very low temperature, the resistance almost becomes zero, right? And these materials are known as superconductors. Superconductor, that means they offer absolutely no resistance to the flow of electrical charges, right? So in certain materials at very low temperature, now this particular low temperature is known as the critical temperature. Now below this temperature the resistance becomes almost zero. So there are some special materials which at very low temperature their resistance almost becomes zero. The resistance almost becomes zero. Such materials are known as superconductors. They are known as superconductors. Like mercury becomes a superconductor at 4.2 Kelvin. 4.2 Kelvin. Now 4.2 Kelvin is a very, very low temperature. If you convert it into Celsius, it comes to almost 200 68.5, okay, 68.8 degree Celsius, right? So it is once again very low temperature, very low temperature. Now there are other materials which are known as alloys. Now what are alloys? Alloys are homogeneous mixtures of two or more metals or metal or non-metals. Now alloys basically have a different type of relation with temperature. Now what is their relation, what is their dependence on temperature? The resistance of the alloys very slightly. If there is increase in temperature, then also there is not much increase in the resistance of alloys. When there is decrease in temperature, there is once again very slight change in resistance of alloys, right? So there is no significant change in the resistance of alloys with the change in temperature. So the variance of resistance with temperature is not very significant. The resistance almost becomes constant. There is no increase or decrease of resistance in a significant amount with increase or decrease in temperature in case of alloys, right? So the alloys like manganese, nichrome and constantins, resistance does not vary significantly. It varies very slightly with temperature. So there is not much effect on resistance of alloys with increase or decrease in temperature. Now the third type of material which we are going to discuss is semiconductors, right? So let us discuss semiconductors. Now the next type of material which we are going to study and its dependence on temperature is semiconductor or are semiconductors, we can say. Now what are semiconductors? Semiconductors are those material which possess very few free electrons. Now when the number of free electrons per unit volume of a conductor are very less, that means the resistivity or the resistance of that material is high, the conductance is low, right? So they possess very few electrons and therefore their resistivity and their resistance is much higher as compared to metallic conductors because of low number of free electrons. Now the resistance of semiconductors on the contrary decreases with increase in temperature. So it is just reverse of good conductors or metallic conductors. What happened in metallic conductors? In metallic conductors, when there is increase in temperature, there is increase in resistance. With decrease in temperature, there is decrease in temperature. But what is happening here in semiconductors? It is just opposite, it is just reverse. So what is happening with increase in temperature, the resistance of the semiconductor decreases with increase in temperature. So what happens here in the semiconductors? It is just opposite of conductors. When the temperature increases, the resistance decreases. When the temperature decreases, the resistance increases in case of semiconductors. Now what are the examples of semiconductors? Two mainly used semiconductors are silicon and germanium, which are used in electronic components like microprocessors, like the solar panels, right? We have silicon chips which are embedded in them, and transistors and electronic components are also made from germanium, and these two materials are known as semiconductors. And semiconductors behave just opposite to metallic conductors. With increase in temperature, their resistance decreases. With decrease in temperature, their resistance increases, right? Then we have insulators. Now insulators possess practically no free electrons. Earlier also we categorized the materials as conductors and insulators. Conductors are those materials which have free electrons, and insulators are those materials which have practically either very few or no free electrons, and therefore the conductance, therefore the carriers of charge, if they are not present, then the electrical charges will not be able to move, right? So the insulators are those substances which practically have no free electrons, because the nuclear force between the nucleus and the valence electrons is very very strong, and therefore even by giving good amount of energy the valence electrons do not eject out, वो बाहर नहीं जाते बहुत सारी एनर्जी के साथ भी, राइट, इसलिए फ्री इलेक्ट्रॉन्स भी है. व्हेन देयर आर नो फ्री इलेक्ट्रॉन्स देयर रेजिस्टेंस इज वेरी हाई, उनका रेजिस्टेंस और रेजिस्टिविटी बहुत ज़्यादा होती है. बट देयर रेजिस्टेंस डिक्रीजेज विथ राइज इन टेम्परेचर, जैसे जैसे टेम्परेचर बढ़ता है उनका रेजिस्टेंस डिक्रीज होता है, राइट. व्हाट आर द एग्जांपल्स? माइका, रबर, ग्लास, ceramics, plastics, एयर समटाइम्स आर ऑल्सो नोन एज इंसुलेटर्स. लेकिन अब इंसुलेटर्स की जगह हम क्या बोलने लग गए हैं? बैड कंडक्टर्स और पुअर कंडक्टर्स. बैड कंडक्टर्स क्यों बोलते हैं? बिकॉज इवन एट सम स्पेसिफिक एनर्जी पॉइंट, अगर हम उनको एक बहुत ज़्यादा अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी दें, वंस अगेन बाय दैट ट्रमेंडस अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी एन इंसुलेटर कैन ऑल्सो बिकम अ कंडक्टर. नाउ दिस इज सीन इन केस ऑफ एयर. एयर को जब हम डिस्चार्ज ट्यूब में लेते हैं किसी की भी गैस को, तो जनरली गैसेस क्या होती है? दे आर इंसुलेटर्स. लेकिन जब हम उनको बहुत ज़्यादा पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस देते हैं या बहुत ज़्यादा टेम्परेचर देते हैं, देन दे बिकम आयोनाइज, वो प्लाज्मा स्टेट में आ जाती है, आयोनाइज हो जाती है और कंडक्टिंग बन सकती है, ठीक है. लेकिन नॉर्मल केस के अंदर, नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर के अंदर उनका बिहेवियर क्या होता है कि उनका रेजिस्टेंस इतना ज़्यादा होता है कि अगर हम उनको बहुत ज़्यादा एनर्जी दें, बहुत ज़्यादा हीट दें, टेम्परेचर को भी बहुत ज़्यादा राइज करें, तो भी उनका रेजिस्टेंस थोड़ा सा कम होता है. फिर भी वो रेजिस्टेंस कम होने के बाद भी इतना ज़्यादा होता है कि उसमें से इलेक्ट्रिकल चार्जेस फ्लो नहीं कर सकते, और इसीलिए हम उनको बोलते हैं इंसुलेटर्स, राइट. सो दीज वर दिस इज द बेसिकली डिपेंडेंस ऑफ टेम्परेचर on the resistance of different types of material. Okay, so